A house full of secrets. The Blackwood estate had been empty for 17 years when Maya inherited it. Her grandmother's death came as a surprise. Maya hadn't even known the old woman was still alive. Now, standing before the Victorian mansion with its weathered gray stones and overgrown gardens, she understood why her mother had never spoken of this place. The key turned smoothly despite the years. Inside, dust motes danced in shafts of afternoon light that pierced through gaps in the heavy curtains. The air smelled of old paper and lavender, oddly fresh for a house that had been locked away for nearly 2 decades. Maya walked through rooms frozen in time, teacups set on saucers, a book lay open on an armchair, reading glasses perched on its pages. It was as if someone had simply walked out mid-afternoon and never returned. In the study, she found the first letter. It was addressed to her mother, dated 3 weeks before Maya was born, sealed but never sent. Her grandmother's handwriting was elegant, desperate. "You must understand why I did what I did. The house demanded it. Please forgive me." Maya's hands trembled as she searched for more. She found them hidden everywhere, tucked between books, slipped behind picture frames, folded into drawers. Letters written but never mailed, all begging forgiveness for something unnamed. The photographs came next. Black and white images of her grandmother as a young woman, always standing in the same spot in the garden beneath a now enormous oak tree. But in each successive photo, someone was missing. First, a man, her grandfather, Maya assumed, then a young woman, then a boy, until finally, only her grandmother remained, staring at the camera with haunted eyes. As evening approached, Maya climbed to the second floor. Archild's room sat untouched, toys arranged with precision, a mobile hanging motionless above a small bed. This had to be her mother's room, but something felt wrong. The toys were too old-fashioned. The books dated decades before her mother's birth. A diary sat on the dresser. Maya opened it to find entries spanning 60 years, all in the same handwriting, all signed with different names. Her grandmother's name, then her great-grandmother's, then names Maya didn't recognize, stretching back to 1889. The entries told impossible stories, of a house that whispered bargains in the night, of sacrifices made to keep prosperity flowing, of children who disappeared into walls, husbands who walked into the garden and never returned, sisters who climbed the attic stairs and were never seen again. Each generation the house demanded payment. Each generation someone paid. Maya's breath caught on the final entry, dated the day before her birth. "The house has chosen. It wants the newest Blackwood. I've sealed it away instead, locked the doors, walked away before it can take another. Let this curse die with me. Let the house starve." A floorboard creaked behind her. Maya spun around to find nothing but shadows, yet she felt it then, a presence, patient and hungry. The house was listening, waiting. She ran downstairs, letters and diary clutched to her chest, but the front door wouldn't open. The key turned uselessly, the handle refusing to budge. Windows that had been merely dirty now seemed sealed, the glass thick as stone. From deep within the walls came a sound like breathing. The whispers her grandmother had written about began, soft and insistent, speaking her name. The chandelier swayed, though no breeze blew. In the study, the pages of that open book began turning themselves. Maya understood then. The house hadn't been starving. It had been sleeping, waiting for another Blackwood to return. Waiting for her? She thought of her grandmother's sacrifice, 17 years of self-imposed exile to break the cycle. She thought of all the names in that diary, all the people who'd fed this thing's hunger. And she thought of the matches in her pocket, bought that morning for the candles she'd intended to light. The house sensed her intention. Doors slammed throughout the mansion. Pictures fell from walls. The whispers became shrieks. But Maya was already in the study, already piling letters and books and curtains. The house groaned as she struck the first match, its foundations shuddering as flames caught and spread. It shrieked as fire raced up the walls, devouring the wallpaper, the photographs, 60 years of diary entries documenting its terrible hunger. The front door burst open. Maya ran through smoke and heat, the house screaming behind her, its rage shaking the very ground. She didn't stop until she reached the road, then turned to watch the Blackwood estate burn. As dawn broke, only the stone shell remained, blackened and hollow. Maya could still feel the house's presence, diminished now, starving, but not quite dead. It would take more than fire to kill something so old. But standing there in the morning light, watching smoke curl into the sky, Maya made a different choice than all the Blackwood women before her. She would not rebuild. She would not return. She would sell the land, salt the earth if she could, and ensure no Blackwood ever set foot here again. The curse might not be broken, but she would be the last generation to feed it. As she walked away, she didn't see the oak tree in the garden, untouched by flames, or the shadow standing beneath it, patient as stone, waiting for the day when memory faded and another Blackwood, curious about their inheritance, might return. Some hungers, after all, are eternal.